I think if you talk about border security, if we look at the main facilities that are actually, doing the checks at the borders, those are really the checkpoints. And these are the places where, you have conveyances, huge conveyances of travelers, live products, live produce, agricultural products, and also goods going through. So, and this can bring actually bacteria and viruses and even toxic chemicals into the country if the aggressor decide to smuggle it through the checkpoints. So if you have a surveillance program at the checkpoint, then it will be a very good step to take to actually enable you to determine and stop the source of the infection or the source of the toxic chemicals before they arrive in, they actually enters the country. The good thing is that with the current advances in technology, we're able to do surveillance in a more multi-tiered approach. For example, we can actually look at travelers. We can actually have laboratories at the checkpoints to actually hold people during a height of epidemic, for example, or pandemic. We can actually hold people, we can test them, we can decant those who are clean, those are not infected into our country. And technology has allowed that, has facilitated that because instead of the normal time that is required by the lab to produce results, technology has now actually put everything into a chip-based technology which allows a broad-based detection to be conducted in half the time. So we are not just checking for a single suspected infection, but you're looking at broad-based detection, and you're able to conclude within half the time that the lab takes to actually give the answers to the people that whether these infections have actually come into Singapore. Passive air sampling is something that is done at the checkpoints on a daily basis. So we can do, for example, every few hours collect the air samples. And now the air sampling are done effectively because they are, again, with the advances of technology, filters can actually preserve the bacteria and viruses inside the filter materials for extended period of time. So that when you bring them to the lab, you know that the bacteria that you have tested for are still viable. They show signs of this bacteria present or viruses present. We can actually alert the checkpoints that look, we do see this activity increasing, and we can adopt the necessary hygiene measures, and we can also alert the health authorities to look out for infections inside the country. For viral infections, it is very difficult to find the index case, unless you are really very active in your epidemiology, your tracking and so on, especially for smallpox, because one person will spread it to several other people, so you really do not know who is the index case. For SARS, because the infectivity is on the lower side, so we are still able to, in a small country like us, pin down on the index cases. So smallpox is a concern, but touch wood, so far we have not seen any outbreaks after the late 70s.